guys, this is Grandma Girl. Salam. I'm here today to tell you the story of snake and snakelets. Wow, in the bushes and in the woods and in the forest. It was the mid of December when my father, as usual, decided to go for duck hunting on a weekend. I was so excited that without an alarm, I woke up and dressed myself. I wore my jacket, my hunting dress, my long boots, my hat. As I stepped out of the room, I saw in my veranda my dog, Bullet. He was very excited to want to accompany with me. He was wiggling his tail and staring at me in a happy way to see that am I willing to take him with me? I said, okay, come on, my little doggy. Let's go on a hunting trip. Around 3:30 early in the morning, my father with my two brothers, Suhail and Kamran, driver and a household helper, were ready to go for wild duck hunting. As we were traveling towards River Ravi, one of the famous rivers of Pakistan in Punjab district near city of Lahore, we crossed over the Ravi Bridge, passing the magnificent Badshai Mosque. The fishermen already in the river looking for their early catch. Our father pointed at the birds traveling in V shape up in the sky and told us that these wild ducks are looking to settle down in the shallow river water during these hours. If we are careful and quiet, we may not need a duck call this morning to hunt them. After crossing the bridge, we turned into a muddy and bumpy road in the middle of fields and farms. It was still dark and cold. All of a sudden, the jeep stopped with a big jerk. What we saw something cross the road and went straight into the cornfield. And what it was? It was the wild boar that crossed the road. We all got jerked, bumped into each other, but we were so excited to see what it was. We didn't feel any pain. We continued our journey, and when we came to the bank of the River Ravi, my father and his crew set up a blind on the bushes, near the bushes of the river, and instructed us to go and sit in the car before the sun rise. Me and my brother Suhail decided to go outside. But there was sand everywhere because the farmers, they grow melons on the sand. So they burned the bushes after that to clear the place. Like we burn like this, they burn the bushes there, and on that bush, we decided, both of us, to put something there. And me and my brother, we said, okay, let's put something here, and we both sat on the burned place. My father placed some decoys, dummy ducks in water in V shape to attract the wild geese. He was again and again using duck call to invite the ducks to come in group and sit near his hunting blind. The birds travel and sit in groups. As the time passed, we saw that the birds were coming
but changing their direction toward other side of the river, away from my father's hunting blind. He realized that they saw both of us chatting, which affect their dive's direction in water, and they landed on the other side of the river. He, in his loud voice, instructed us to hide or go far away behind the parked jeep. So we stood up and decided to pull up the burned bush and take it behind the jeep to sit on it. As soon as we did this, a big female snake jumped up and did the inner part of the bush, and more than 20 snakelets, the newborn snakes, scattered here and there all around our feet. We were jumping like playing game of rope jumping and screaming, "Look, look, snakes, snakes, snakes!" My brother pointed his torch towards the big snake. It snapped towards my brother. When I saw a small clearing, I screamed, "Run, run, don't stop!" More snakes are scattered around our feet. They had black and white skin like thick threads. One of them was crawling on my boot. It was so scary. As I was trying to run and jump out of there, while jolting one of my foot to get rid of the snake from my boot. It was a moment of horror and adventure. I remember my father's words, "Be bold and be happy." I did not lose my conscience and got rid of it. I ran towards my jeep to jump in. Meanwhile, at the same time, my brother reached the jeep to jump in too. We both were struggling to sneak in first. I felt some long thing is mingling around my boot. I began to get rid of it by stamping and waving my foot, and what I saw was a snakelet trying to crawl on my boot. The situation was so scary and funny that we both were laughing and struggling to get inside the jeep. Suddenly, we heard a gunshot. We peeped outside the jeep and saw the big snake, and the snakelets were squirming towards the bushes to hide. After a few minutes, we became calm, sat on our seats, still out of breath. We pulled our boots to check for snakelets, but everything was fine. I wish I had a smartphone at that time to take our selfie capturing the emotion of terror and excitement we had on our faces. When my father came after an hour, we told him what happened. He said, "I was listening to both of you and assumed you were playing." We laughed and laughed on this situation for many years, and now I retrieve my memory in the form of a true story when I saw the movie Anaconda. I hope you like my childhood story, which I dedicate to my another adventurous sister, Sadia Bergman. There is a lot of educational contents, songs, and my true hunting experiences coming to my YouTube channel. Subscribe it and follow it to get the notification. See you next time with the story when I came face to face with Royal Bengal tiger in the forest of Sundarban.